Cannot be the servant for an AI. I have to be the master for AI. You should never allow a situation of dry out or blackout of your demand of your supplies. So if you want to get into that, then you have to utilize the supply chain principles to build your talent pipeline. That means focus on your bench, focus on your skilling, focus on your freshers to come into the organization.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Dexian Talks, GCC series Coimbatore. We bring together leaders who are shaping the future of global capability center, talent and enterprise transformation. Today we're very excited to host Mr. Prabhu, a seasoned HR leader, a talent strategist with extensive experience around workforce planning, talent acquisition, organizational effectiveness and large-scale people transformation initiatives. Joining him would be Mr. Fredricks John, the GCC Advisor at Dexian India. Now, we look forward to the conversation. Over to the gentleman.
Hello, Prabhu. Welcome to Dexian Talks. Thank you for taking the time out and agreeing to be here with us today.
Thank you, Fred. Thanks for the opportunity to be with Dexian on this show.
When people talk about GCC growth, they mainly focus on technology and infrastructure. From your perspective, is talent the biggest differentiator?
Absolutely, Fred. You know, technology and infrastructure, both of these can be replicated, but talent is inimitable.
Right.
And you need good talent to, pursue their dreams, especially when it comes to GCCs.
Okay.
And therefore, as long as companies are able to provide good platform for good talent to come in and shine, more importantly, if they have a good opportunity to learn, if there is a good environment, work environment, and also line of sight for their career.
Right.
So talent would be the key differentiator, undoubtedly.
Undoubtedly, okay. What are some of the talent trends that GCC leaders should be paying closest attention to?
Yeah, there is a continuous demand for quality talent, particularly in the AI and ML. Therefore, leadership should be looking at generating pipelines for fulfill their open demands.
Okay.
The pace of fulfillment has to be significantly high. Only then they will be able to generate good opportunities for A, for the talent,
Right.
B, for the business.
As per you, how are workforce expectations changing among the newer generation of employees, especially within the GCC ecosystem?
Good, thanks for asking that. See, the new generation values, instant gratification.
Oh, yes.
Very high on their plate. Number two is, tell us what is to be done. Don't tell us how to do. So that's the second portion. Third one is, if they are able to have visibility for their career, they are more than happy to serve you. And fourth one is, they need good opportunity to learn.
Right.
So career opportunity, career growth, visibility for their progress in the organization, and more importantly, a good workplace environment. All of these are something that the new gen is keenly looking upon. Their outlook on work itself is very, very different from what we have seen in the past generations.
Okay.
So we need to be very mindful about that.
So you've been involved in large-scale workforce planning and talent acquisition. What does it take to build a talent engine capable of supporting rapid GCC growth?
Yes, thank you for that. The forecasting, business forecasting for the demands, and then the talent team able to share with them where they can find that kind of a talent. So the predictive planning, predictive analytics about where business is giving the demand and how they can fulfill those demand. Especially when it comes to the new gen technologies, the talent supply chain team should be able to share with them where they can find those kind of talent and in what time. Most importantly, time is the key differentiator again. So cost per hire, the time taken to fulfill the demand, and how well your process is able to respond to that particular demand from business. If you are able to get all these things internally, well and good. Otherwise, we have to wait for hiring from the external market. That will have its own, sweet time to come and join. Therefore, it's important that we are able to do good predictive, planning for how we can fulfill internally, and what is your current bench strength, how much of internal talent you can customize. There is a lot of control when we are able to fulfill those demands internally. But yes, GCC is still in their infancy stage, so there will be need for external hires to happen. So the market has also moved from freshers hiring to more of experienced hires. Therefore, naturally, we'll have to be able to get on more experienced hires into the company. At least now the shift is happening.
So you did touch upon some of the mistakes that organizations should avoid while scaling GCCs too rapidly.
Again, it's a phenomenon which is happening in the IT company. Whenever there is a volume requirement, the hiring will happen. The hiring engine gets fired first, and the volume hiring will come in. But the issue starts when they are unable to get the talent to be integrated into the company. So the culture plays an important thing. Second, whether they are able to generate that many opportunities which was once visualized at the time of raising the demand. So that's the second key part. Third one is, like I said, they are a here and now generation. We are dealing with the here and now generation. There was a time when we had a bench time and time to get replaced into an opportunity. All that is impasse now. Many companies do not even have a bench strength. They are very strict on that. If that is the case, then we should have the line of sight for having people placed quicker. So culture plays, purposeful leadership plays an important activity, and then also the ability to giving them enough learning opportunities before they are actually placed on the job.
You have witnessed Coimbatore evolve in the technology sector over the years. How ready is the city when it comes to the next wave of GCC?
Wonderful question. Actually, to just give you some backdrop, my own career in Cognizant started as a STEED member. I was one of the first few hires who were asked to take up and open a new center in Coimbatore. From 0 to 15,000 professionals. That is the growth which I have seen for Cognizant. And so that city can, just coming to the straight to your query, the Coimbatore has got a good engine. One is the educational hub. There are plenty of educational institutions here.
I was actually going to come to that.
That became a blessing for us. Second, the engineering and manufacturing industries here, we have to thank a lot of parents here who are willing to send their wards. We experimented with a shift model of operation right from the beginning. So that helped us because the culture was already there. Third, the safety and security, which we were able to witness from the beginning itself. All these, and translated 15 years down today, we still find that apart from, people always talk about this low cost, but I would still say it is competitive. It's competitive to other cities, and therefore we have plenty of talent. And we still see that apart from tier 1 cities, Coimbatore has been able to attract as many people from across India, not only south, across India, to take on these opportunities. And if you ask me, in the single differentiator, I would say that the attrition is probably the best as compared to other cities.
Absolutely right.
And we found that to be one of the key things when Cognizant began its operation.
So, since you touched upon academia, how should academia and industry work together to create that sort of talent pool that wants to stay in Coimbatore and work?
Yeah. So that partnership and collaboration between industry and academia needs to be taken to a different level altogether. Most of the institutions look at placement is it's one of the offshoot requirement. It has to be there. But the collaboration should move to a different angle. A is to provide students with the opportunities for the curriculum design by the industry.
Right.
Second, the faculty development, it has to be on a continuous basis.
Correct.
Third, the students need to be provided with opportunities to work on live projects, most importantly in the emerging areas. Today, most of the companies are looking forward to, they are also giving that opportunity where they want to go and hire. So the new students can actually take on either a paid or an unpaid or a 6 months, quarterly, or even a annual, program.
Okay.
That helps the students. It is all the three.
Okay.
A, institution; B, faculty; C, the students. So it gives an all-round benefit to the institution and industry also.
Okay. Okay.
Today, more than ever in the past, Fred, if you ask me, that partnership actually builds both. It's a win-win for both the institution as well as for the
Right.
industry.
Absolutely.
And it will continue to be dependent on each other.
And considering the number of institutions we have around Coimbatore,
Yeah.
It's amazing how much talent is available every year in that pool.
Yeah, just to give you additional input, when I was in Cognizant and we started that operations for campus hiring, we used to hire in mass numbers and we used to give it to the corporate.
Okay.
So corporate used to deploy them outside of Coimbatore requirements to other cities within Cognizant. And it was a very, very most flagship engagement program which we had developed, institutionalized from Coimbatore to the rest of the company and cities.
Awesome. So hiring also has evolved, and you've successfully integrated AI into hiring. How do you see AI transforming the talent acquisition process within GCCs?
Yeah, wonderful question actually. Apart from the basic things, you can use AI as a bolt-on. Most of the operational activities, namely sourcing, then screening of profiles, then identifying the best fit, then calling the candidate, scheduling. So all of these operational activities have more or less the load has been taken away from a recruiter.
Okay.
So a recruiter from now onwards has to play the role of a talent advisor. And he should be able to advise business on when, where and how his next talent is going to come.
Okay.
And when his business is going to dry out. When there is a dry out stage going to happen for his talent.
Correct.
So that advisory role can be played by a recruiter. If the AI has already come in all these places, it's doing a lot of prediction for both the talent and for the business. So every recruitment team member has to move from that consulting role, from advisor to consulting role.
Okay.
So he should be driving business basically, not even a partner. I wouldn't say he should be a partner. He should be a driver for business.
Okay.
Before even you ask me what you want, I should be able to tell you, this is your business, this is where your next demand is going to come from.
Correct.
This is where you have to look for people to be hired from. So that, in my view, is possible if, as a recruitment team member, I am able to master AI.
Correct.
I cannot be the servant for an AI. I have to be the master for AI.
So will this AI help GCCs solve talent shortages, or will it create new challenges?
Yes. Initially, like I mentioned to you, all these operational work will be completely taken over. So then there will be a lot of anxiety among the recruitment team itself, as long as they don't upskill themselves.
Right.
So therefore, there will be challenges in terms of displacement in the job roles and things like that. But it will never. There won't be a situation where a recruiter finds himself in a catch-22 situation, provided he or she equips himself. When he or she equips himself or herself then definitely they can shine.
Right.
And therefore they need to qualify themselves to see how I can progress from being a mere hiring team member to becoming a advisor, to becoming a consultant.
Correct.
Then companies will leadership will keep on challenging the recruitment team in terms of upskilling themselves.
Correct.
Therefore we need to be ready, and it will create initial challenges, but in the long run it's the same situation when we were faced with computerization, mass computerization.
Right.
People were worried about the loss of jobs, but it did not practically. It made things easier. But we will have new roles coming up, Fred, across. It's not exclusive for the talent team alone.
Okay.
Across the business also, there will be new roles coming in.
You touched upon this earlier as well. Many GCCs struggle with balancing talent supply and demand. How can workforce planning become a strategic development?
That's my own area.
Okay.
I'll be more than happy to. So, supply chain, they should look at talent, as a supply chain, in principles of supply chain. That means you should never allow a situation of dry out or blackout of your demand of your supplies.
Pipeline.
So, if you want to get into that, then you have to utilize the supply chain principles to build your talent pipeline. That means focus on your bench, focus on your skilling, focus on your freshers to come into the organization. Build all these three. This is the most easiest and best option for you available, even considering the cost aspect.
Okay.
When it comes to external hires, there is always going to be an uncertainty. There is going to be a risk, where you have to be prepared for the risk when you don't have enough and the right talent to come in and occupy for the demand that you have. And therefore, the talent supply chain team plays a significant role by doing two things: getting the demand, making a planning for the demand, and tell how much of supply can be done internally, how much we have to hire from the external market.
Okay.
And give that predictive analytics to business upfront, and do not do reactive planning.
Okay.
Do get the inputs from business, do your mathematics, give them the table to say where you can find talent, when, how, and how much of it can be fulfilled internally. So as long as your talent team is not reactive, and they are very, very proactive in giving the share of their information much ahead of time. So that's why I said that your talent team should not be an advisor. It should not be a consultant. It should actually drive business. That means there was a situation when business was chasing the talent teams. I am saying you have to chase the business to say, give me the next demand. I will fulfill your requirement.
Correct. So, more than a couple of times you have referred to talent as a supply chain. Right?
Yeah.
So, how can GCC leaders apply this thinking to improve business outcomes?
Yes. So, if they are able to, budget factor all of these into an individual's career, that means they are giving purposeful leadership. Number two, they give visibility for a fresher or an experienced hire for their career.
Okay.
Opportunities to learn, third. And fourth, a very good employee experience. All of these play an important, of course, culture, it's part of the employee experience. If they are able to bring all of these as a differentiator to any new hire into the organization, then I would feel that they can use the supply chain predictive analytics, data and information, and also the planning for their supplies, and how to control cost. They are more worried about how to manage their cost. The more you are able to fulfill internally, the better it is for any company. And today freshers are coming with a lot of energy and enthusiasm. They are a fresh and clean slate. We will be able to give them the right inputs and give them the opportunity to shine. But learning has to be continuous, and newer technology training has to happen on a continuous basis, even after they have been placed. And lastly, the performance monitoring has to continue. A person who is joining your company the clock will start minus 30 to plus 90. Before joining, minus 30 days, how well you are able to engage.
Correct.
Plus 90 days, 3 months after he is being placed into the job, how well you can continue to monitor his performance, support him or her. That plays a significant role. That's an initial settling time. But if you are able to take that to 1 year, you will be able to gauge his performance, and therefore you are able to see whether the person is able to contribute significantly.
Okay. So you talked about continuous learning.
Yeah.
And you also talked about organizations being able to influence the curriculum in the institutions.
Industry, yeah.
So, does the learning start even before a job is being offered
Okay.
for that particular role?
Yeah. I'll give you an interesting. I learned in a workshop. Learning is a continuous process, except for a brief intermission in school. So you can understand the real learning will start only when I come and join a job. Until then, I am a raw and clay. So here, for your question regarding whether it can start in a backward integration, yes, that's what we are also working with most of the institutions. So right from curriculum design, most of the basics can be done right at the institution itself. So when they come and join the company, all that they need to do is what are the basics for security, what are the basics for their code of ethics and business conduct. These are basic and mandatory, and all the security related, and the company core values and systems and process.
Okay.
Outside of these four, all the other can be very much be enabled right in the institution.
Okay.
It can be 3 months minus 90 days minus 180 days also before they come and join you if you have selected a candidate.
Okay.
Once they join, you have to just enable them with the company, what is the nature of their business, who are their customers, how they have to respond to the customer request, what are the key skills required to be successful in the customer context.
And culture, of course.
Exactly. If they are able to bring in all of these, then that learning will be continuous.
Okay.
That learning, what we are talking about, is not related to business alone. The leadership has to be able to give them that 3 months from today, what you are currently can become obsolete.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Therefore, you need to be ready for the next wave of learning.
Yeah.
This has been one of the hallmark of the IT industries.
Yeah.
The pace at which the technology moves, that's the same pace with which we need to move people. Whether you are in bench or whether you are in a good engaged full-time, you are a full-time employee who are billed, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Learning, as I mentioned to you, that started with that saying, right? You go back to the same saying. 20 years in school and college, what we learn, actually learning will happen only when you are able to translate it on the job.
Yeah. Okay. Well said.
Everything else there, what you gave is a foundation.
Okay.
That's why that three unique letters: attitude, skill, knowledge. I will start from knowledge. You acquire knowledge, you learn everything wherever, but that knowledge is not going to be of any value unless you are able to convert it into a skill.
Yes.
The skill application happens only when you put it on the job.
Correct.
Okay? Now, have these two together. Knowledge we have spoken, skill we have spoken. Apart from these two, unless I have the attitude, ASK. So if I don't have the attitude to develop and continue with that, it's very difficult for me to, survive in the long run. So attitude is built upon a foundation of knowledge and skill.
Well,
So a person with a good attitude can continue to shine forever in his life because he has the thirst, he has the hunger to do well in his life. Therefore, the knowledge will be there to supplement his skill and the skill will continue to multiply. He is actually growing in his life because of his attitude. The attitude to learn, acquire, and stand and keep challenging oneself, that I believe will be making a difference between A and B.
awesome. Well said. Okay. So as GCCs continue to compete for top talent, What factors influence retention the most today?
Yeah, good question actually. So, like I mentioned, that there are multiple generations working in the industry. So we see the more new entrants, people who born after 2000 are trying to come into. So therefore, they will be looking at what is the vision that I have. Do I have a career track? Do you give me that visibility for what is my next? Today I join you as a AI engineer or an ML engineer, but show me what is your build up for the next 3 years,
Right.
next 2 years, next
Right.
5 years. They may be looking at a career track for themselves. Number one. Number two, level of flexibility which we give them.
Okay.
Today, many of them ask for work from home, work from anywhere. They say, I want to go on a holiday to Hawaii. I will work from there. You don't give me a holiday, but I will still work from there. If you don't give me a holiday, I will not tell you. I will walk away. so that's the expectation from them. That flexibility at workplace. So their hybrid models are already in existence. Today, government itself is asking people to avoid commute and then try to work from home as much as possible. Enablement for everybody, especially women at work.
Correct.
That is important in the work context. So career visibility, career tracks, then workplace flexibility, and then of course we already discussed about this learning opportunities. That continuity of learning should happen irrespective of whatever is their area of work. AI and ML are not the solution, are not going to be here to stay for a long time. It's never. It's also going to be an evolving mechanism. Therefore, you have to continue to equip yourself with newer skills. And it applies to everybody, Fred.
Yeah.
It's not just for the newcomers. I am saying that it applies to everybody, every human being. Each of us are impacted by it. So we need to be cautious about that. I mean, we need to be cognizant about that. We need to do something about that.
Interesting how you brought your company name in the
Yeah, thank you.
answer. How important is career architecture and career visibility in retaining high-performing employees?
Yeah. So I elaborate a little bit in the previous question.
Yes.
So building that career tracks today, it's going to be, a humongous, or I won't say it's difficult, but because of the change in the technology, the pace which the roles are getting diminished. We used to find it difficult to get the job description from the business. There was a time. Unless they are able to get it from the customer, we don't get the job description so easily.
That's right.
But today, building the career tracks is actually, there were 4 or 5 tracks in the earlier technology, then project management, then your consulting and your corporate functions and things like that. Today, if you are able to build that into that using that AI and ML and all the next gen technologies, that is one of the cornerstones by which somebody will be willing to look at what is going to happen for me in the next. Because that anxiety is already by default built with every person who is coming into the company. So in order to give a little bit of visibility for them, you need to have that career visibility and career tracks built up show to them.
Yeah.
Second, what it takes for me to move from one role to another role. It can be all the 3 together, knowledge and how I'm doing in the current job. What is the expectation for me in the next role? What skills do I have to acquire to migrate to that?
Okay.
Third one is your leadership visibility, how they are looking at the company and the organization. If they are not a fly-by-night company, people are more than happy. They will be able to see that there is a opportunity for them to look at a couple of years in the organization.
Okay.
The retention is a function of all these aspects for an individual.
Okay.
Line of sight for career, that learning opportunities translated into roles, and then a very, very inclusive work environment, workplace benefits. Compensation, of course, plays an important role. If I have not touched, doesn't mean that it is not. It is one of the important aspects. But if you build the other 3 on this, they will be able to, at least in the short term, they will say that, hey, I have a opportunity to move to a different role if I skill myself.
Correct.
and I'm happy to continue.
Prabhu, that was fantastic talking to you about talent acquisition, engagement, and retention. And your insights from your years of experience really showed, and thank you for that. As a token of appreciation, I would like to hand over this hamper to you, and wish you can.
Fred and your team, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. This is a wonderful experience that I was also looking forward to. And since I had been in the industry for quite a while, it was a good refresher for me to live through that experience end to end.
Yeah.
And thanks to you and your team once again.
Thank you.
Thank
Prabhu, it was a fantastic time talking to you. Thank you for coming into Dexian Talks and sharing your insights with us.
So that was Mr. Prabhu on Dexian Talks GCC Series Coimbatore, along with our very own Mr. Fredricks John, GCC Advisor at Dexian India. Today's conversation was very interesting, and it highlighted a very important thing, that is, GCC is not just about technology, but it's also about building the right talent, capabilities, and the culture to sustain that right growth. Mr. Prabhu's insights on workforce planning, AI-enabled hiring, talent development, and organizational transformation have provided valuable lessons for all the leaders out there who are navigating increasingly dynamic talent landscape. Thank you so much for watching us on Dexian Talks. We will meet you very soon in another episode of Dexian Talks GCC Series Coimbatore.
We are Dexian, in the business for good.